Here's the rise of Kendrick Nunn. He wasn't the rookie that the Miami Heat thought would lead them to the next stage. They thought that was Tyler Hero, who still is an amazing player and dropped 29 last week. But Kendrick Nunn is breaking records for the Miami Heat. So here's my thoughts on Kendrick Nunn, here's my comparison, and let me know what you think down below. Do you think this is a fluke, or do you think he can keep it up? Kendrick Nunn is the first player with 100 plus points in his first 5 career games since Kevin Durant in the 2007-08 season. Durant was drafted 2nd overall. Kendrick Nunn was undrafted. He's also scored more points through his first 5 games than every number 1 pick since Shaquille O'Neal. Now, is this really going to continue? Well, probably not. But it is an amazing story, and as one of the biggest Heat fans in the NBA community, I feel like I can break down not only his game, but also his role pretty well. So let's get into it. First of all, if you enjoy these types of videos and NBA content, be sure to smash that like button. It would be amazing if we could reach 1,000 likes for the next video. And if you're new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button to watch more NBA content every single week. With that said, I just want to say a massive shout out to DKM because he called this like a year early. He made a video on Kendrick Nunn like a year ago, so shout out to him, and it's pretty dope. Before Kendrick Nunn became a popular name in the opening week of the NBA season of 2019, he was really not much of a name at all. Nunn was overlooked by every single team in the league last year. The Golden State Warriors though, they gave him a chance, but only in the G League. In fact, even with the Santa Cruz Warriors, he would barely start in most games. But in fact, when you look deeper, you can see the potential in the making, especially during his college days. During his senior season at Oakland University, Nunn was the nation's 2nd leading scorer, averaging 25.9, almost 26 points per game, trailing none other than Oklahoma's Trae Young at 27.4. That terrific work on the offensive end allowed him to be named the first team All-Horizon League and as the Horizon League Player of the Year. We now look at Trae Young as one of the best shooters in the NBA and one of the most talented scorers that we have, which is why Kendrick Nunn's play shouldn't be as shocking as it is. But as a typical undrafted rookie who's playing great, that is the reason why we're all surprised, and it's also a really good story. There are some people that are questioning how Kendrick Nunn could actually go undrafted. He was the 2nd highest scorer in the NCAA during his lone season at Oakland, and had it not been for one of the greatest scorers that we have in the league in Trae Young, he would have probably been the top scorer. But that wasn't the reason he went undrafted, or that he actually went to Oakland in the first place. He actually got himself into a pretty sticky situation. He got into an off-the-court incident that led him to his dismissal of the University of Illinois, and those charges were eventually dismissed, but Kendrick Nunn, obviously with that reputation, probably didn't get the respect that he deserved from NBA scouts, which is why he could have gone undrafted. Now obviously, while Kendrick Nunn has definitely been the biggest surprise, it still has only been 5 games. There are other rookies that obviously have definitely shown what they can do. Ja Morant, RJ Barrett, Zion Williamson is still yet to return. Even his teammate Tyler Hero has also balled out. So there are a lot of rookies that could win the Rookie of the Year this season, but it's pretty cool to see a guy that was undrafted lead the Rookie of the Year race so far, simply because, well, he was undrafted and nobody expected this. And let's be honest here, everybody loves a good underdog story. He's definitely made the most out of his minutes, especially in the preseason, with his 40-point performance against James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and the Houston Rockets. That actually continued into the season, with him obviously having incredible performances, not only for a rookie, but for any player in this league. In his first ever game, he scored 24 points, then 18 against the Bucks, 25 against Minnesota, 17 against the Hawks, and then 28 against the Hawks. In each of those games, except one, he's got 2 steals. He's averaging 48% from 3, 51% from the field goal in 31 minutes per game. To start off the way that he has, it's not only amazing, but it's historic. The one thing that's really good, not only for him, but also for the Miami Heat, is that he was always going to end up with the starting point guard position if he could prove that he deserved it. Number 1, Erik Spoelstra is an amazing coach, and alongside Pat Riley, they both really love to get guys that have gone under the radar, or players that they believe deserve a second chance in the league. For example, they only recently just got Kendrick Nunn, but Udonis Haslem, he was undrafted. Hassan Whiteside, he came from the G League. Well, at the time, I'm pretty sure it was the D League. So Pat Riley and Erik Spoelstra love to bring in guys that they see fit for the Miami Heat culture. Everybody works hard, and with Pat Riley being there and at the top of the Miami Heat organization, players always have to work hard or they simply won't get a game. Just look at Dion Waiters, who got suspended. Look at James Johnson. Just because they're high-paid players, over $12 million each at the Miami Heat, due to them being a distraction on the court and off the court. James Johnson hasn't put in the work, and Dion Waiters has been a distraction. So basically what I'm saying is, with Erik Spoelstra and Pat Riley in the Miami Heat culture, if you put in the work, you will get rewarded, as seen through Chris Nunn. If not, you won't get rewarded and you'll be sitting on the bench, such as James Johnson and Dion Waiters. And from what we've seen, Kendrick Nunn has the work ethic and is willing to put in the work, which is why he deserves his starting role. Last season, the Heat tried running Justice Winslow at the point guard position. At times he looked really good, at times we could see that he really wasn't a true point guard, and it was just a little bit of an experiment. This season with Kendrick Nunn though, we've seen the true benefit of running a true point guard to let Winslow become more of an offensive threat at the small forward position, but predominantly a lockdown defender alongside Jimmy Butler. Plus, with Kendrick Nunn there, it actually frees up more space for Justice Winslow to drive in and get his own shot, in which we saw in the opening game of the season, Winslow had 27 points. Plus, when Kendrick Nunn can't defend bigger point guards like Ben Simmons and Lonzo Ball, we do have Justice Winslow who can play the point guard position if need be. But then when you look at the Miami Heat roster, we still have Goran Dragic, who was once an all-star point guard. But he said that he wants to become a sixth man for the Miami Heat, let Kendrick Nunn do his thing, and as the Miami Heat needed a scoring punch off the bench, this is perfect for the Heat. But the reason why Kendrick Nunn fits so well with Miami is that his 6'2" frame is perfect for Miami. They needed speed, they needed quickness, and they needed scoring. Nunn is incredibly fast, and from what we've seen, it's pretty hard to stay in front of him. He can create his own shot, and he has already shown that he's more than capable of attacking the rim without any fear. He also has surprising bounce, which has allowed him to take some near poster dunks, and his defense has also been really solid, averaging almost 2 steals per game. Nunn has been excelling at both ends of the floor, which was something that was very unexpected as he was primarily a scorer coming into Miami. His scoring though, yeah, it's obviously his biggest strength, clearly, but it's his ability to play off his teammates which is really allowing the Heat to spread the floor. Even as an undersized spot-up shooter, he is cash, reminding me a little bit of Isaiah Thomas when he played for the Boston Celtics, just a little bit taller. Now, he may not ever be as good as Isaiah Thomas was when he played for the Boston Celtics, but he's really not that far from it. He's taller, he can play better defense, but his ability to catch and shoot and create his own shot is really similar. In fact, he's the comparison that I want to look at, and he's also got a similar story that I want to talk about. Number one, both Kendrick Nunn and Isaiah Thomas are great success stories that prove hard work and passion can get you places. We know that Kendrick Nunn was undrafted, and Isaiah Thomas, he was also one pick away from nearly being undrafted, as he was selected with the final pick of the 2011 draft, 60th overall. Both players are left-handed guards who can play on or off the ball. They're both very athletic, and yes, I know some people may think Isaiah Thomas athletic. The man was athletic. He doesn't really throw it down anymore, but he can, trust me. The man could jump out the gym. Before he entered the league, Isaiah Thomas could throw it down, but he tends to not do it in games. Kendrick Nunn, on the other hand, he loves to get up and throw down. He hasn't really done it too many times this season, but when he has, you can see the explosiveness, and he's almost dunked on a few players in the league so far. He is a little bit different to Isaiah Thomas in terms of getting to the rim, but Kendrick Nunn has a pretty good floater game, and Isaiah Thomas definitely used his floater game when attacking the basket too. But what their similarities are most common in is the fact that they are both excellent at using their bodies to protect the ball from bigger, stronger opponents, and obviously they are both capable shooters with range or a mid-range pull-up or from the three-point line. Obviously, both have excellent quickness with a first step that allows them to blow by their defender, and they are both great at using a quick first step and a hesitation to get to their spot on the floor, either to rise up or finish around the rim. Isaiah Thomas was able to, and still is able to, play as a starter or as a guy off the bench and be a constant go-to player. I think that's how I envision Kendrick Nunn as well. It's hard to really judge how his career will pan out, obviously because he hasn't really played that many games in the league, but what we've seen from his first 5 games has really surprised me, and I think I do see a little bit of Isaiah Thomas in him. I think he'll be a solid player in the league and contribute to any team that he's on. His stellar perimeter shooting combined with his explosiveness as an on-ball driver allowed him to be one of the best scorers in college, and I think he'll just reproduce that in the NBA. Now that he has the confidence, it's hard to see him back down. Even though the season is still young, there is no doubt in my mind that he'll be a valuable piece to the rotation for Eric Spoelstra. No matter what happens in the future with Kendrick Nunn, I think that playing for Miami will definitely benefit him. Kendrick Nunn is athletic, he's skilled, he's a combo guard that can definitely shoot and score the ball at will, but he can also defend. So I think that he has all the tools to be a great player in this league, and he's on the right team to do so. With that said, let me know what you think about Kendrick Nunn and his rise in the NBA. Let me know what you think about the Isaiah Thomas comparison. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification button, and follow me on Instagram to see what I get up to. With that said, it's been your boy Nick Smith. I am out. Peace. I just need the time and place to come through. Send me your location.